When most people picture their future pool, they picture the water. They picture the shape, maybe the tanning ledge, the lighting, maybe the water features. But very few people spend enough time thinking about the deck around the pool. And honestly, this is one of the biggest mistakes homeowners make, because the deck is not just the area around the pool. It is a part of the backyard you are going to use the most. It is where people are walking, where furniture is sitting, where kids are running around, and where the guests are standing during parties. A good deck makes everything feel more finished, more high-end, more comfortable. And if you get it wrong, the whole backyard can feel off, even if your pool itself looks amazing. Here is something people do not always think about. In a lot of backyards, there's actually more deck space than pool space. So if the deck looks outdated, if it starts cracking, if it gets too hot, or if it never really matches the house, that becomes a much bigger deal than most people expect. So if you're trying to decide between concrete and pavers for your pool deck, here is what you should know before making that decision. Concrete pool decks. One reason a lot of homeowners choose concrete is that it usually comes in as the more budget-friendly option up front. Concrete also gives you a pretty clean, simple look. It can be kept simple with the brush finished, upgraded with stamping, create more texture, or finished in a way that feels more custom without pushing the budget as far as pavers usually do. Concrete is also faster to install, but there are trade-offs. Concrete cracks, not always right away, but over time, it usually happens. A good installer can help control where those cracks happen with joints, but you should still expect cracking at some point. Concrete can also get pretty hot during the summer, especially with darker colors. That may seem like a big deal at first until somebody is trying to walk across it barefoot in July. The other downside is that repairs are usually more noticeable. If one section gets damaged, it is harder to patch it without it standing out. Paver pool decks. Now let's talk about pavers. Pavers usually feel more custom and more high-end. They come in different colors, shapes, textures, and patterns, so there's a lot more flexibility if you want the backyard to have a certain look. For homeowners who want something that feels more resort-like or more upscale, pavers are usually the direction they lean. They are also easier to repair. If one section gets stained or damaged, you can usually replace a few pavers without having to redo the whole deck. That is one of the biggest advantages. Pavers are usually the more expensive option up front, but in return, you get more design flexibility, more premium look, and easier long-term repairs. Now, pavers are not perfect either. If they are not installed properly, they can shift over time. Weeds can grow in the joints, and even settling can happen. But most of those problems come down to installation. Which one is right for you? If budget matters most, and you want something simple, clean, and practical, concrete is usually the better fit. If you want something that feels more custom or premium, easier to repair later, pavers are usually worth the extra investment. And sometimes, the best answer is actually a mixture of both. Some homeowners use pavers around the pool itself and concrete farther away from the water to help keep the budget down. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what matters most to you. If a pool is part of your plans in Hampton Roads and you are trying to figure out what type of deck makes the most sense for your backyard, Solid Structures can help. Visit solidstructuresva.com, browse our pools, shapes, and sizes, and book a design consultation. We can help you choose the right deck material, the right layout, and the right overall look so the finished backyard feels exactly the way you want it to. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, would you choose concrete or pavers for around your pool?